guys, it's Kimberly from the Fat Quarter Shop, and in today's Shortcut Quilt episode, we're making our fastest quilt to date. I'm in a frenzy over fat eighths because they make this quilt fast, fun, and easy. Plus, in our bonus video, I'm going to show you how to use all your leftover fabrics to make a second quilt. Today we're using the Heart's Content collection by Laundry Basket Quilts for Moda Fabrics. We hand selected Adidas fabric because it really gave a nice light dark twisting effect to our quilt, and that's what we were looking for. Be sure to download our free Fat Eighth Frenzy pattern at the Fat Quarter Shop, and let's get sewing. A fat eighth measures 9 by 21 inches, and that's basically just half the size of a fat quarter. Today we're working with 15 light and 15 dark fat eighths. And if you want, just pick up 30 fat eighths of any fabric and you get a really nice scrappy quilt. We're going to divide our fabrics into 4 stacks. We're going to have 12 lights and 12 darks for our rectangles, and 3 lights and 3 darks for our squares. Then I'm going to take all my fabrics, iron them, starch them, use lots of steam, get all those creases out, and we're going to be ready to cut. We're going to first start by cutting our stacks of 12. So you had a light stack of 12 and a dark stack of 12. So I've got 4 fabrics ready, and from each of these fabrics we're going to cut one 8.5 by 20.5 inch rectangle. So today I'm using my Creative Grids 8.5 by 24.5 inch ruler, and the reason that I'm doing that is there's going to be no thinking involved with this ruler. So let's cut. First we're going to cut on the side. You're going to flip your fabrics. Since we've got an 8.5 inch ruler, you're just going to line up the ruler with the left side and cut. We're going to just trim up one of the sides by just lining up the ruler on the top and cutting. Flip your fabrics. Line your ruler up on the 20.5 inch and just make sure everything is lined up straight, and make your last cut. You're going to just continue that until you have a total of 24 rectangles that measure 8.5 by 20.5. From our remaining 6 fabrics, we're going to cut 2 8.5 inch squares. So just trim on the right. Flip. And again, no thinking, just line that ruler up. It's 8.5 inches wide. Trim. And since we're making 8.5 inch squares, the ruler's 8.5 inches, you just line it up and cut. You're going to continue, and then you'll have 12 squares. Now that you've cut all your fabrics, lay them out either on the floor or a design wall, and just make sure you really like the way your fabrics are looking together. So here are my fabrics that I selected for my first row. Each row is going to have 2 darks and 2 lights, and we're going to go ahead and start with our first 2 fabrics. You're going to put your dark fabric horizontally, your second fabric, which is a light, vertically. You're going to line them up and pin and just line up each edge. Then in the corner where your dark and your light meet, you're going to draw a little dot. Then you're going to take a Creative Grids ruler and draw a line from the top corner to the bottom dot. Later, when we iron on top of it, the line is going to disappear. Today I'm going to be using black thread so you can see my stitches, but I normally would use Aurifil color 2314 because you can see how beautifully it matches Adidas fabric. Sew on the line with a 2.0 stitch length and an open toe foot. I'm using an open toe foot so I can see where to stitch. Now that we've sewn, we're going to trim a 1/4 inch away from our seam. So just put your ruler with a 1/4 inch seam right on the line and trim. Then you're going to have all these leftover triangles. Leave them just like this. Don't move them. Make lots of stacks of them, and I'm going to show you in our bonus project video how to use them. Now we're ready to iron. First, set your seam. It's going to lock your stitches in. And then we're going to press towards our light fabric here. and I'm going to press my iron edge right on the edge, and that's going to make it lay nice and flat with no duck pleats. Now notice when I'm ironing, I use lots of steam. So you sewed your first 2 rectangles together, and now we're going to add the last 2 using that same technique. And now you've got your first row halfway done. We're going to take our 8.5-inch squares and add a square to each end. So on your light end, we're going to add a dark square, and on your dark end, we're going to add a light square. So we have our square on one end, and we went ahead and pinned our fabric. Then look at your previous seam. It goes this direction. Draw your line the same direction, and then it's just really simple. Just sew on the line, cut a 1/4 inch, save your triangles, and press towards your dark. Then repeat that on the other end. Repeat this to make 6 rows. Following the pattern, sew your rows together. Flip each row a different direction so your light and dark ends alternate. And that's the Fat 8th Frenzy. The free pattern is available at Fat Quarter Shop, and it's got all the size options you're gonna need. And when you're ready to use up all your leftover triangles, we've got a bonus quilt to show you how to use them. If you liked our video, give me a thumbs up below, share on social media, and if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, definitely do that. Thanks for watching today. See you next time.